it's Laura Evans here from Unleash Your Potential, helping people like you to unleash their potential in business and life. And today I want to take you through my 5 top tips for not just surviving, but thriving while you're working at home. Now, if like me, you have been forced by the virus to work more from home, you'll know that the struggle from working from home can be a real challenge. I'm lucky I don't have kids, and I have huge amounts of respect for our followers that are juggling both working from home and having children. But today's live is all about giving you some tips to help you as you are working from home. Now, my first tip is about boundaries, and this is so important, but yet something that I think a lot of us, me included, struggle with. When you're working from home, it's really important that you put boundaries in place, just like you would have at work. So at work, you would go to work, you would do your day, and you would come home, however long that was. And then when you were at home, that was home time, right? Now, when you're working from home, it's really important that you also have boundaries. Routine is so important in uncertain times. You talk to anybody that has suffered, prior to the virus and been in challenging situations, they'll tell you that routine is really important. So are you still getting up at the same time? Are you still following the same routine in the morning of getting yourself up and showered and dressed and everything else before you set your day? And what are your working hours? So this morning I got up early because I wanted to be here in the office providing value for you before I then started working on everything else that I've got to do today. And I will make sure that I am finished in the office by about 3 or 4 o'clock because this evening I'm doing some online training with some of our students. So I have a structure for today, and that's the same structure I'm going to use all week this week. So do stop and think about routine, and think about when are you going to start and when are you going to stop every day, and making sure that there are some boundaries. It's really easy when you're working from home to get up, land yourself at the computer and the laptop and stay here until 10 o'clock tonight, but that's not good for your mental health as well as your physical and emotional health. So boundaries are really important. Ideally, in terms of boundaries, it would be great if you could create yourself a work space. So I'm very lucky in that I have the home office here, which I can use, and when I finish at the end of the night, I walk out that door, shut the door, and that is me done for the day. So if you can create a physical space, which you now call the office or work, then that is really important. For those of us that have worked from home for years, I'll tell you that that really helps. I went through a time when I didn't have a work space, and I was using the dining room table, and it's really difficult then to step away from work and get that balance right. So if you can have a physical space, which is your work space, and then you can step away from that at the end of the working day. My second top tip is to practice physical distancing, but not social distancing. So I think the government got the terminology a bit wrong. That's just my view here. Because yes, we all need to physically distance ourselves at the moment as much as possible, but that doesn't mean to say that we should be socially distancing ourselves or socially isolating ourselves. We have got the wonderful technology of video. You can use something called Zoom, which is ZOOM, free of charge for up to 45 minutes. I used a paid version, which means I can have a lot more people and can stay on for a lot longer. And I do that now with all my online coaching and training, which I'm now still doing from home. And it's really important that you take time to talk. So one of the wonderful things about this virus is I don't think I've ever spoken as much to friends and family. I've certainly never said I love you as much as I have in the last 10 days. And it's brilliant to be able to keep in contact. So use the free technology that we have to keep connected and practice physical distancing, but not social distancing. I mean, it's still possible at lunchtime to, all pop on to something like Zoom and sit and have a natter and a chat and a, cup of tea. Us Brits like a cup of tea, right? So, you can still do that. We're seeing wonderful ideas and things springing up on the internet of people having evening dinner together virtually. I've been doing stuff with all of our community. I think I'm probably the most active NLP trainer at the moment with my community. We've had 2 pub quizzes so far. We've had loads of online training. Yeah, it's really important that we keep connected. I actually think one of the upsides of this virus is actually, I think communities have come together. Okay, not physically, but actually I think people have created a spirit of community, are there to support each other, and I think that's actually been a massive plus. My third tip for thriving but not just surviving at home is also being mindful of what you're doing to your body, your mind and your spirits. Now more than ever, you should be careful about what you eat and what you drink. I think most of us have probably been consuming a little more alcohol than maybe we might normally, but you need to balance the relaxation and the enjoyment of food and drink at this time, but also being mindful of the impact on your body. So, for example, staying hydrated at home is really important. As someone that has worked from home for years now, I can tell you that when you're sat at your laptop and you're in flow and you're really focusing, it's really easy to forget to drink plenty of water and make sure you're hydrated. Make sure that you have appropriate breaks. Some of you won't be used to working from home, and there are health and safety guidelines around using visual display units, VDUs, which is your laptops. And making sure that you're resting your eyes, making sure that you're getting up and moving around. Okay, we're only allowed outside once a day to exercise, but that doesn't mean to say that you should spend the other 10 hours of your day sat stationary in your chair. Joe Wicks, for example, has done a wonderful PE thing. Get up and stretch and move. Make sure that you're doing that on a frequent basis to keep the blood circulating around your body. It's very easy to stay stationary at your computer, and what happens over a period of time is the oxygen in your system starts to deplete. It's a natural physiological thing because you're not moving. And they reckon that your best attention span is about 20 minutes or so. So certainly if you're spending hour after hour at your computer not moving, that actually means you're making it harder for your brain to work. And by making it harder for your brain to work, you're not going to do your best work. So actually regular breaks while you're working from home are really important. Get up, move your body, run up and down the stairs a few times, anything just to get your blood circulating. Make sure that you're reaching for healthy food as well as the treats that we all want, and making sure that you are eating regularly. All these things are really important when you work from home. My fourth top tip is about sleep. And I don't know about you, but my sleep is not quite as good as it used to be. There's no denying that stress levels for all of us are high, but actually making sure that you have a good sleep routine is really important when you work from home. Now, I'm a night owl. I work best in the evenings, and I know that about myself. You may, however, be an early bird and actually do your work best in the morning. So when are your energy levels at your best? And then make sure that your sleep routine fits around that. There are lots of people at the moment spending a lot of time watching the news and social media, and they can all be useful, but in moderation. If you're the type of person that gets into bed at night and the last thing that you watch is BBC News 24 or checking social media, that's probably not what you want to be filling your head with just before you go to sleep. I would suggest that actually what would be really good is picking up a good fiction novel or something else that nicely relaxes you and gets you ready for sleep. We will shortly be releasing a new hypnosis track. So if you followed our page, you'll know that last week we released a hypnosis track called Float Away Stress, which has been really popular. So thank you to everybody that's had that. Later this week, hopefully today or tomorrow, but don't hold me to it, we'll also be releasing a hypnosis track called Sleep Easy. Now that would be a really good thing to listen to just before you go to sleep. If you're interested in a copy of Sleep Easy, then just write yes please in the comments below this video, and we'll be sure to make sure we get you the link as soon as it's released. My plan is to record it today, fingers crossed, and get it out tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. So making sure that you are putting a good sleep routine in place, that you are winding down, lovely hot bath, whatever works for you that relaxes you before you go to sleep, that's what you should be focusing on doing. And of course, if you want a copy of Sleep Easy, then let us know and drop a comment below, and we'll get you the link. My fifth top tip for thriving and working at home, and not just surviving, is actually the practice of being thankful and grateful. Now, we know that what you focus on is what you get. We know that. I said when I was on Capital FM the other week that what you focus on grows, and that's so true. Now more than ever, make sure that you have a practice of gratitude and thankfulness in place. Some days it's tough, right? We are all on an emotional roller coaster ride, all of us. Some days we're having good days, some days not so good. Sometimes it can change from hour to hour. However, practicing being grateful is really useful. You see, the thing is, you can't have a practice of being grateful and thankful and at the same time do negative emotions like fear, for example. So work every day, and this is a great practice for either first thing in the morning or last thing at night, or any time during the day when you start to feel yourself getting anxious, is stop and think, what 3 things can I be grateful for right now? So I'm grateful that I've got a roof over my head. I'm grateful for my amazing community who are keeping me going as much as I'm keeping them going, and we have a really good sense of community at the moment. And I'm also grateful for being able to be here and well enough to contribute and help you during this time. And I'm grateful for all of those things. Now, there are so many other things I'm also grateful for. But in the moment, if you're feeling a bit icky and a little bit bleh, then just stop and think, right, what can I be grateful for right now in this moment? It's really, really important. Make sure that you are enjoying and celebrating the little wins. That's certainly what we've been doing here at Unleash Your Potential. So I hope today's video has been helpful. I'm just going to recap the 5 top tips. Number 1 is boundaries. Make sure you set your boundaries and make sure that you hold yourself accountable to those. Number 2 is physical distancing, but not social distancing. Okay, so we are looking to make sure that we are connected, we feel part of a community, and there are all sorts of ways we can do that. Number 3 is be mindful about what you're doing to your mind and your body, making sure that you're appropriately fueling yourself, staying hydrated, and doing your exercise. Get out for that once a day exercise that you can, and then think creatively about how you can have exercise inside the house as well, as you are doing that. Number 4 is sleep, making sure you get a good sleep routine, making sure that you're nice and relaxed before you go to sleep. And number 5 is making sure, if you are feeling a bit apprehensive, or at any time anyway, practice gratitude and stop and think, what 3 things can I be grateful for right now? Remember, I'm going to be recording a brand new hypnosis session very shortly called Sleep Easy. If you would like the link to get a copy of that when it comes out, just write yes please in the comments below, and we'll be sure to get you the link when it is available. So fingers crossed, record it today, release it tomorrow. That's my plan. So I hope you're staying well and you're staying safe, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Take care. Have a great day. Goodbye.